Hey guys, so it's Tuesday. A lot of people started the week really rough with US30, not understanding market direction, maybe trading in the wrong side. US30 was a bit confusing yesterday, and I'm gonna break it all down for you. Here's my higher time frame analysis, and I'll go into how I actually came up with this analysis. Because US30 did not have a clear enough setup for me, I did opt into trading NAS100. The setup was just more clear, and I was able to reach my goal of $1,000 per day on each trading account. I did use Henko Trade for my live account. And I'll also leave the link in the description so you guys can sign up as well. So back to US30, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different chart, and I'll show you how I came up with my higher time frame analysis and why the setup just wasn't a good setup for me. So I did opt into not trading US30 yesterday. Maybe today will be a more clear setup. As you can see on this higher time frame, we are bullish. Why are we bullish on this higher time frame? This is the daily. Because we broke structure. We broke structure here. We have closed body candles above the previous high, as you can see. So this made me believe that US30 wanted to go higher and that it was simply coming down into discount, which it did. This was my area of interest. There was an even better entry on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to mark this daily time frame. I'm just bringing you back just a little bit so you can understand and follow US30. So it's always good to go back and see where US30 has been to help you with where it wants to go. So on the 4-hour time frame here, we did narrow down this area to this candle. So a lot of people, they ask me about the last down candle before the up candle. Based on my experiences, this is what works for me. And if you do a little back testing, you'll see that a lot of times price goes into the candle before the imbalanced candle, regardless, right? So I'm not saying that that method is anything wrong with that method. I do use both. But if there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it. So back to the higher time frame. This was the previous swing high and in the previous swing low. Price came really deep down into discount, but it left behind something. So guys, always blow your charts up and pay attention to whatever price has left behind. Excuse me. So we wanted price to tap into this particular area, and as you can see, it didn't quite make it. So it left behind some liquidity, and guys, when price leaves behind liquidity, it's always an indication that it may want to come back. So here's all of the lows that it left behind. And this is what kind of shaped my bias to wanting US30 to come down. Um, and anytime we fail to keep up with structure, meaning we fail to create new highs, this allows me to know that price wants to come back down to grab some liquidity. Another thing to note that when price came and made this swing low, right, we want to measure the premium and discount. Here's the swing high. Here's the swing low. Price came into a premium area. And in this premium area, we had a bearish order block. So very important to note where price is to help you with understanding what your bias may be. So the top 50% is a premium and the bottom is a discount. Price is currently back in discount after tapping that premium area. Always measure your premium and discount. It's really, really helpful. And let's go to the smaller time frame. I want to show you guys yesterday's possible setup and why I just did not feel like it was a good opportunity for me. So I'm going to put on the sessions, days of the week. This is the only indicator that I use, sessions and sessions, days of the week. We don't really need indicators, guys. So here's Monday's. Here's Monday's setup. I'm going to separate Monday and Tuesday. Okay. So here's Monday's setup. So let's go back a little bit into last week, right? Let's follow structure. If you're having a hard time with structure, take your path tool out and just follow structure. Pick a high, right? So that's a high. This is the low. As you can see, price came down into a break of structure, previous break of structure. So we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high. So price failed to keep up with structure. So let me know that it maybe wanted to take out these lows. Price came down and made a higher low. So we want to wait and before we create a new high, we want to wait to see if price is going to break the structure. So it eventually did break the structure right here. And after breaking the structure, we have a higher high, right? And then price came down into discount. You always want to measure your premium and discount when you're looking for your entries. Here was that push back down into discount. And the target was that low. Very interesting, guys. When price is moving, right? So when price is moving, price came here, uh, it came above this high, came back into filling all of this imbalance. And this was the area of interest. The only thing that I want to note is that price came really quickly back into that area of interest right here. And it left behind a low, right? So before we buy up, it's very important to wait for a sell side sweep, right? So price left this low behind right here as it was traveling higher. And remember what I told you guys, when we fail to break structure or keep up with structure, or when we leave behind lows, always pay attention to what is left behind. Price comes down and grabs this low. After grabbing this low, it continues up and it actually breaks this high. We get a closed body candle above this high. Price consolidates for a moment. And as I stated, guys, anytime price is moving, watch and see what it leaves behind. So here's a really nice candle. Price left this behind and also some imbalance right above it. And we want price to eventually make its way back to it. It does here. So after coming in, filling in the imbalance and tapping into the bullish OB, price comes up yet again. The target would be this high. But remember, guys, we have already tapped a premium area on the daily time frame. So this should have been your only target. As you can see, the trade would have been successful, but you want to exit the trade right there because it is a premium area on the daily time frame. So eventually, guys, this low would be a target because it has been left behind. And we have not quite gotten there as of yet. But if you move this area over, right, pay attention to what price does. If we move this area over, price makes its way back down, but into an area of demand. Check this out. This OB became a demand area. So this gave everyone a bullish bias, but the bias should have been a short-term opportunity, guys. A short-term opportunity because prior to coming into this 1 hour OB, we've already tapped a premium area on the higher time frame that holds more weight than a smaller time frame. So here, price created demand. Pay attention to it, right? If you were going to take an opportunity here yesterday from this area of demand, right? I'll show you guys where the opportunity was right here. Here was your opportunity. Price left behind all of this imbalance right here, right? And before you have an entry planned out, you guys want to have an exit strategy. So to be safe, right? To be safe, you can target the nearest high. And you have to be satisfied with exiting a trade after price comes to the nearest high. So rather than this candle, I want to be super, super safe and go with this one here. So we'd want to wait for price to tap that bullish OB here, filling in some imbalance, and then we would take it to this high. Let's see how that plays out. That was the only setup that I saw yesterday. And then you even wanted to leave a little bit of room beneath this little area here. So price came into, let me see what happened. I have to go back a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go back a little bit. I want to see what happened first. So there was the area of interest. I think I was watching it in real time. I still was not satisfied with that setup. Okay. So price comes down a little bit lower into the area. You would be okay. Most people are leaving their stop losses right down there. Right? It doesn't break too much out of that area. It's rather equal. So your stop loss should have been a little bit beneath here. And then that was the only setup that I seen. And that's where you should have took your profits right here at this high. After that happened, price continued to move. This is where people started to get stopped out of that buy trade. Um, Price looks as though it was breaking structure to the upside. Maybe you held it a little bit longer, but eventually, if you were in this trade, you probably got stopped out. We have some consolidation, goes a little bit higher, and then it just starts to come down. So if you were scaling your stop loss up as the trade was going, or if even if you got in here, you probably were stopped out. So price comes, this is the high that it was comfortable with. It creates this little area consolidation. It comes back up. We do not break this high. This means that price is going lower. So there wasn't much of a setup for US30. What am I projecting, guys? Remember, I told you about that higher time frame area of interest. That's pretty much what I'm looking for US30. And then I'll go back to my chart that's already marked up. And then I'll take you into my NAS100 trade that helped me reach my trading goal yesterday. So here's what I'm looking at. Here was that area in premium, and I'm looking for price to possibly make its way down back into this area to continue higher. I'm not looking for a completely bearish US30. I just would like us to go down into discount based on the fact that we left those lows and continue higher. So let's go to NAS100. I have an area of interest on NAS100 as well, guys. I would like to see NAS100 make its way down to this area. This is where we last had a break of structure. Don't mind all of my alarms. I like to be alerted when price is moving while I'm in a trade. This allows me to know when to take profit partials. So I would like to see NAS100 make its way down here. That would be a really nice sell. But here was my setup. My setup was on the 1 hour time frame. And it was a much clearer setup, honestly. So prior to price moving, here was Monday's trades. This was all Monday. Prior to price moving, price was down here. This was on Monday, right? So price was way down here on Monday. And I was like, you know what? I would like to see price come here. If price comes back into this premium area, then I'm going to definitely take a sell. The last thing you want to do is to start selling in a discounted area. This is a heavily discounted area, guys, and you won't make much money if you try to sell lower. Always wait for price to climb back into premium. And when you're doing your analysis, you just have to trust yourself. Either price is going to go to your area of interest or it's just not. That we have to be okay with that. So once you set your area, right, be very patient and allow price to come back to your area of interest. So price started to climb up and it came right into my area of interest, as you can see. And let's let that play for a little bit. This is actually where I took my exit right here. So this was right near the break of structure area, and I was comfortable with that setup. So I did go for, let me see, almost 100 points, and that was fine with me. The setup was just better, a lot better than US30. And after that, I did mark a new area. Here was a low. I was interested in seeing this low being taken out. Um, Price came back up after. So, it's all about knowing when to get out. Price came back after for retracement, and then it still did not quite take out this low as we are all caught up. So it still didn't quite come out and take this low, but this is definitely a target today. When price taps into this area, right, pay attention to the lows. We still have not broken this low to the left. So I'm not looking to target beneath this area until we break this previous low. So I'd want to see a closed body beneath this low and a retest before I continue down with my higher time frame analysis that I have set up with price possibly making its way to this area. So on the 4 hour time frame, here was an area, here was an area of interest. Price tapped into it and it climbed back up from before. So this would naturally be a place where you want to exit. And that's what was my exit plan. So here are the profits on my live Henko trade account. I got pretty close to my goal, and I also went ahead and also made the same trade on my prop firm. So I'm really excited. I'm trying to take the 10K account and turn it into a $20,000 account by next week. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated. And NAS is continuing to move, which is really nice. It's currently not my trading session as of yet. I do want to wait a few hours for my actual trading session to participate. I'll go into the chart, I'll look for my area of interest, and I'll simply be waiting for price to come to my area of interest. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys got some nuggets today, consider subscribing and check out the link in the description and trade with my broker. Thank you guys. See you guys on the next video.